Just want to tell you about this problem I've got with Jaguar and their service. They're what they call, let me just show it to you so you know what I'm talking about. The service they get is Jaguar Assistance. So if you break down, they say you should phone this number, which I did. I phoned that number and they sent someone out. It was the AA actually that came out, and they looked at the tyre, and the tyre's actually ripped just here. You can see where the rip is, just in this area here. Okay. What the AA did when they came out and looked at the tyre, they said, right, well, rather than take off the tyre, they'll get a roadside service to come out, because it's not a repair, it's a new tyre. So they'll get someone to bring a tyre out. They had to find a tyre, a Pirelli, which they did, and the guy came out to fit the tyre. When he came out, he broke off the bolt, and then it got into a large debate where Jaguar told me I need to bring the car in at my expense so they can take the shearing pin off and put a new one on, and I've objected to that. That's where we are so far. Just summing up on the whole Jaguar fiasco with my tyre now. It would have been on the 27th when I actually had the flat tyres. 27th around 12:30 outside my friend's place at the golf club, and it was a rip on the side of the tyre wall. So luckily I was right outside the property of a friend, so I reversed the car into the property, where I then phoned the support line for Jaguar to send someone out to come and deal with the tyre. Bearing in mind, we don't carry spare tyres these days. We have a liquid that we pump in to try and do the job of pumping the fly to get to a safe location. But it was a rip on the side of the tyre, and I don't honestly like using that stuff in the tyre, so I phoned my recovery unit at Jaguar, and within 2 hours there was somebody there from the AA who then jacked the car up, looked at the tyre more carefully, and then said, yeah, okay, we'll have to get you a new tyre. And he phoned around, found roadside tyres who are based in Leeds, but you know, they have their guys out on the road who do roadside support, who had to go and pick a tyre up from Sheffield and bring it across, and they were going to fit the tyre. So after about another hour and a half waiting, roadside tyres arrived, and they jacked the car up, and first of all they had trouble getting the locking nut into the for whatever reason, which I always carry. Every wheel has a lock, you have a locking nut to undo the wheel so you don't get your wheels pinched. Anyway, got that sorted out, and then he takes the first bolt off and it snaps off. So then of course he can't do anything. He phones his boss, and his boss phones back in about half an hour and says, well, we'll have to get this onto a machine to get the wheel off, to then change the tyre. And they're in Leeds, which is a good hour's drive away from where I am. And I said so I phoned up Jaguar. I said, well, who's going to pay for this? And they said, well, I am. I said, whoa, no, I'm not. Hang on. So I then obviously had to leave the car there overnight, and got a lift home with friends, and then when I was at home that evening, somebody from Land Rover Recovery phoned up and said, we're going to have somebody out there tomorrow at 10 o'clock to take the tyre off, get the nut off, replace the broken nut, and then you're all ready to go. Oh, okay, great. Okay, why couldn't it be done earlier? No, well, don't know. Anyway, get round there at 10 o'clock the next day. Roadside tyres rock up again. Oh, no, we can't take the wheel off, but we'll take the tyre off and we'll put a new tyre on. But obviously we can't then balance the tyre. You'll still have to go to a tyre company or to your dealership to get that done. Phone up the dealership, who were still saying, well, yeah, you can get the tyre on, no problem, but you know, you'll have to pay for the nut to be removed because it could take us a while. And I said, whoa, hang on a minute, no, sort that out with your contractors that made this problem in the first place. Anyway, got the tyre off, got the new tyre on, as you can see. I'll go and show that to you now. Here is the new tyre that's been put on. The car drives all right. It seems okay. Louis. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, it was windy out there, so I didn't want to stand out there. Tyres on, wheels not balanced, obviously, but the car's driving okay. And I've got Jaguar to take the car in next Wednesday. They couldn't do it beforehand, and they couldn't give me a courtesy car. And they still have some dispute about who's going to pay for checking the rest of the wheels. Now, one of the interesting points that Roadside Tyres, who broke the nut but also who fitted the tyre, said to me, the nuts were the torque was far too tight, and plus they were not very well greased, and they checked a few of the other wheels as well, said the same would apply to those as well. Obviously that concerned me because I only take my car to Jaguar. I buy my cars at Jaguar, have done for the last 10 years. I always have them serviced there, and even if I have a slow puncher, I only let Jaguar touch my car. So I always take it back to Jaguar. And as it so happened, I had a slow puncher. And I seem to pick up slow punchers, so don't ask me why. Must be where we live, builders and so on going on everywhere. But I had a slow puncher in July, 18th of July, and yep, it needed a new tyre, so I had a new tyre fitted. It all cost nice money, you know. And they did a full health check on the vehicle as well, including the wheels and tyres, and they checked all wheels and tyres in terms of their current status, and they all passed with greens, which I have the document here. Okay, and that was dated in only a month, just over a month and a half ago. So it surprised me what these guys said at Roadside Tyres when they said that it looks like no one's taking your wheels off or looked at your wheels or checked your torques or anything like that. Plus I only had the car serviced as well earlier part of the year, and it gets serviced every year regularly with Jaguar. Like I say, I don't let anybody else touch my car. So it concerned me, and what Roadside Tyres said is take the car to the AA and let them do a health check, and then they can give you a report and then take that to Jaguar. Not wanting to be devious, I didn't want to do that. So I phoned up Jaguar this morning, spoke to Mark, who is the service manager. I've been dealing with Richard, I think it was, who was, I think, one of the senior people at Jaguar as well, in the service department, and explained to him, and he was the one who was on to the AA to try and sort out, you know, what was going on with the damage and who's going to pay for the damage to Mr. Mathers' car. Anyway, I spoke to Mark and I told him what feedback I got from this tyre fitting company, Roadside Tyres, who were appointed by the AA to come and do my recovery. And he said, okay, we'll check the car. Bring the car in on Wednesday, we'll check it out fully, and we'll make sure there's no problems, make sure wheels are balanced, and make sure tracking and everything else is okay, and do a thorough check of the car and its tyres to make sure everything's okay. So that's where we are. And all I can say is we'll look. I've got everything here. This is the Roadside guys that fitted my tyre. I paid for the tyre, obviously. They wanted more money from me, but I said, go to hell. I'm paying for the tyre, but you haven't done the full job, so I'm not going to. They haven't balanced it or anything. Here's my, as I just showed you, my check of my wheels only a month ago from Jaguar, and I've got my full service agreement here as well from the service this year. Little bit disappointed with Jaguar, I've got to be honest, because they seem to stand back from sort of giving any support, or saying, who's trying to take responsibility away from themselves and put it on my shoulders and let it be my cost for anything that's gone wrong here. I paid for a new tyre. They are consumable items. I accept that. So if the tyre gets burst and I need a new one, I accept I'm going to buy a new tyre, because I haven't got full tyre coverage on everything. I don't choose to take it. I drive carefully under normal conditions, and I'm careful on my tyre. So I don't mind paying for a tyre if I need to have a tyre replaced at any point in time. But what I object to is people coming along damaging my car under the appointment of Jaguar, and then Jaguar asking me that I should pay for the damage. That I do have objection to. So watch this space and we'll see what progresses going forward. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.